Hello and welcome to the adventures of SuperClairey. So today, obviously we're all in self-isolation, so I'm just going to show you how I make raspberry and white chocolate scones, or scones, whichever you prefer. The ingredients I've got here, so I've got 500 grams, or just over 500 grams, I'll explain in a bit, of self-raising flour. I've just got frozen raspberries here. It's about half a bag of frozen raspberries, which is probably about 150 grams. White chocolate, I've just used a bar that I have chopped up with a knife. And then I've also got extra because you've got to have a cooking snack. So. And I've got some caster sugar that I haven't measured out yet, some sunflower oil and some buttermilk. And then here I've just got set up just a scale, digital scale, and just a measuring jug to measure out these last ingredients, and a wooden spoon. Oven's already on at 180 degrees. I've got it on the extra sort of fan to get it a bit hotter, so because last time I made them it took a bit longer, so we'll see how that works. I've just got my baking tray with some baking paper on it. It's not greased or anything, you don't need to do that. I've just used a little bit of water on the tray just to make it stick a little bit, but just make sure there's no hair on the table. First thing, well, I've already measured out my flour, so measure out your flour first. I've done just over 500 grams, just because sometimes it can tend to be a little bit wet and it works better on the dry side, especially as it doesn't stick to your hand as much doing it that way. So I'm just going to measure half a pint of buttermilk here into my jug, which is obviously half of this because this is a pint. Then just set that back to 0, and I've got my sunflower oil, and so I'm going to put 75 grams and mix that in with the buttermilk. So just obviously be very careful and keep your eye on the scale, because it can easily go over and you don't want that, because then you'll end up with too wet. So 71, slow, and 77, but that's fine as long as it's sort of not too many grams over, that'll be fine. Then set that back to 0, and then we're going to do 85 grams of caster sugar. I'm just going to do the same, just pour it in there. Just going to check I'm recording. I had a bad feeling I wasn't recording then, but I am, so that's good. Right, so I've got my jug with the buttermilk and the sugar and the oil in there. I'm just going to mix that with the wooden spoon. I don't know if the sugar dissolved, but it should end up like a smooth, and that you can't feel any lumps with the spoon. So it should just all mix together. Yep, and that's all good. So I'm just going to move these things here. Okay, so that's all mixed in together. So I'm just going to slowly pour in. I like to do this sort of bit at a time. You don't really have to, but it just makes sure that everything gets mixed in. Should probably be wearing an apron if you're a messy cook like me. So I'm sort of doing, it's probably about a third at a time. And we'll just, here, so it's starting to come together. Obviously I'm not a professional, so I can't tell you what it should look like, but I can tell you what the end result should be like. So just put this last bit in. Obviously at the beginning you should wash your hands, because I definitely did that before I started. I just didn't say anything because we're going to use our hands now to sort of do the final mixing. Just make sure that you get all your little last dregs out of your jug. But this is is what it looks like now. It's a lot more together than it was. There's just, you can't see because I can't get it to stay, but there's some little bits of flour left at the bottom there. So what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to take my jewellery off. When I do this at work, I normally use gloves just because it's just a lot easier to keep your hands clean that way, but it doesn't really matter. So just take the excess off the spoon. You don't need that anymore. And then just sort of mix it in with your hands. Maybe I should move the camera. I'm just mixing in. You can see there's not really anything left there. So I'm now going to just tip it onto the clean table. Oh, and try not to put it all over the floor. Right, so it should just sort of be like just a dough consistency. And then I'm just going to flatten it out and then take about half of the raspberries and then the chocolate, and then I just sort of fold it over, press down all the way around, and then do a little, just sort of doing folds. And then put a few more in, a bit more chocolate. It's best to have the raspberries from like just out of the freezer, because then they don't tend to do what they're doing now, which is go everywhere. So you end up a little bit messier than normal, but it'll come off the tablecloth, so that's fine. So then just make sure that you're incorporating all the chocolate, don't waste any chocolate, and then just flatten it out with your hands. And then have very pink hands. Okay, so just put those in. So it's about an inch thick, and then we're just gonna cut it out. It's this size. I don't really know what size that is. Probably 2.5 inches or 5 centimeters. So I'm just gonna cut them out and see how many I can get. I reckon I can probably get about 8 out of this. So it is a little bit messy, but that's why I normally wear gloves. So I'm just remixing it, and then I've got about the same thickness again. I'll just do the same. Probably can get 3 more out, but I'm just gonna mix that all together. I normally end up with a massive one at the end, so there we go. Got that one. I'm just gonna mix that up, and I'm just gonna chuck raspberries on the floor. Just gonna squish that up. And there you have it. Now obviously I'm not going to touch my camera because I've got gooey hands. So bear with while I wash my hands. Here's my scones. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I've got 9. This recipe makes 9 scones. Right, so in the oven they go. And I'm just going to put the timer on. Now I normally just set it for 10 minutes and I just look and see how they are at 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, we'll see how they are. So obviously I've made a very big mess, so while that's in the oven I'm just going to clean up. Here we go. So they're looking pretty brown, but I reckon they still need a little bit longer. You can't, sometimes it's hard to tell just because of the white chocolate in it. So this, and Actually, the raspberries are dripping a little bit, so because it can be quite wet, I'm just going to put them in for another 5 minutes, but I'm just going to turn the heat down to 150 just to make sure that they're done. So we'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay, so let's just pull it out again and see how we are. Right, so I would normally use a skewer, but I can't find it, so I've just got a clean knife. I'm just going to stick the knife in. Let's go with this one. And you can see there it's come out clean. So that basically means it's done. I'm just going to try a few other ones. You can, sometimes you'll get a bit of chocolate. But yeah, that's just a bit of chocolate or juice from the berries on there, so I'm happy with those. So turn the oven off and we'll get them on a cooling rack. And there we go. Now they are going to be hot because they've just come straight out the oven, but they'll come straight off the paper pretty much. This one looks a bit, oh, it's a bit jammy on the bottom, so spatula to the rescue. Yeah, all the juice from the raspberries have come out. Looks so good. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to use the paper that I used for them. I've just taken them off the tray and just put that on. I'm going to find some icing sugar and sprinkle it on top for a little bit of decoration. So I've just got some icing sugar. I'm just going to put it in a sieve. Oh, and pour it all over that one. And then we'll just sprinkle it. There we have it. White chocolate and raspberry scones. So thank you for watching. That was my raspberry and white chocolate scones. Let me know if you like the recipe. If you make them, send me a picture. And I hope you find it useful over the Easter weekend or just any time really. And hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye!